When my father told me he hit my mother only once in 23 years of marriage, I didn't even bother replying. A long time had passed since I had challenged any of his stories, with their fabricated events, dates, and details. When I was a boy, I always saw him as a liar, and his lies embarrassed me, as if they were my own. Now, as an adult, it didn't even seem to me like he was lying. He truly believed his words could recreate facts according to his desires or regrets. A few days later, though, his punctilious assertion resurfaced in my thoughts. Initially, I felt unease, then growing anger, and finally the desire to pick up the phone and yell into it. "Really? Only once? And all those times I remember seeing you hit her right up until she started dying. What were they? Love taps?" Of course, I didn't call. Although I had been playing the role of devoted son for decades, I had also managed to hand him a fair number of disappointments. And besides, it was pointless to attack him directly. His jaw would have dropped the way it always did whenever something unexpected happened, and in that mild tone of voice he always used when he disagreed with us children, he'd start to list with great suffering, and via long distance, all the irrefutable instances of cruelty that he had not inflicted on my mother, but she on him. What difference does it make if he continues to invent things? I asked myself. Actually, I realized that it changed a lot. To begin with, I changed, and in a way I didn't like. It felt, for example, like I was losing the ability to measure my words, an art that I had proudly mastered as a teenager. Even the question I had considered yelling at him, "And all those times I remember seeing you hit her right up until she started dying, what were they, love taps?" was poorly calibrated. When I tried writing it out, I was struck by its crass and impudent style. I seemed to be making exaggerated claims not unlike those of my father. It was as if I wanted to reproach and shout at him for slapping and hitting my mother even as she lay on her deathbed, punching her with the expertise of the gifted boxer he said he had been, at the age of 15, over at the Belfiore gym on Corso Garibaldi. This was a clear sign that all it took was the slightest hint of my age-old anger and fear to make me lose my poise and erase all the distance I had managed to put between us while growing up.